Hello, I am Richard A. Boxall, and this is my short and almost daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily-ish.
You're listening to the diary of a wannabe writer, Season 3.
Hello, today is Friday the 10th of July 2026. Welcome to the show. I'm trying to stand up and speak at the same time, which isn't always easy with my hip like it is, because I have to kind of use my arms to raise myself up. I can't just stand up anymore. Oh, I'm getting old. Anyway, a couple of things I want to quickly touch on today. The first one is the good news. The good news is I got a decent chunk of writing today, or writing done today. I actually meant to do a podcast yesterday. The reason I didn't get one was I was very tired and fell asleep. And when I woke up, it was gone midnight. And I kind of have this rule that where possible, I need to record it, and preferably upload it, but at least record it before midnight. And yeah, that didn't happen at all, unfortunately. So you didn't get a pod yesterday, but then it was another nil return, as it were. Anyway, there was nothing for me to say that I'd done, because I had done precisely nothing. Today's been the opposite of that. So I woke up. What did I do? I woke up with a friend sending me a really inappropriate text message making light of the death of Ann Widecombe. To be fair to him, that was before the news came out later on about what had actually happened, which is absolutely shocking and horrendous. I wasn't a fan of the woman. I thought she was a kind of a homophobic old ratbag, to be honest. But, I mean, it looks like she was murdered in her home. And that's just absolutely horrendous. And okay, so she wasn't a sitting politician. She was, I think she was she Reform, or had she retired? I know she supported Reform. I don't think she's an MP anymore, if she knows. So she's a former MP, supporter of Reform, and unfortunately murdered in her home, which is just disgusting. And it's just, it'd be interesting to see what happened and why, but it's quite shocking, because she's been around for a very long time. She was in Celebrity Come Dancing. She was in not Celebrity Come Dancing, because Strictly Come Dancing. She was in Celebrity Big Brother. That's what I meant to say. And yeah, it's just sick what's happened. And it does look like they've arrested someone, and I'll be interested to see if they say what happened and why. But yeah, that's terribly sad. Then the other thing that I've done today, which is good, is I got some writing done. So I was due to meet Tani Campbell in Milton Keynes, and I did. And we got there got to the writing place just after 4:00. I was running slightly late because I'd forgotten to put petrol in my car, because I basically the fuel light came on just as I was parking up on my return from my Singapore-Sydney trip, and I completely forgot because I haven't used the car since then. So I get in, it's like, oh bugger, I need to put fuel in. So I was a little bit late getting to hers, because I always pick her up and then take her to where we write. And then I did drag her in via the Lego store, because the new Lego pinball machine with the light blue mini space Lego minifigure was released earlier in the month. I had a funny feeling I was going to buy it, and yes, I did, which is silly. But then, yeah, we went and sat down, and Chapter 29 basically is composed of two scenes. The first one is a little showdown, again, between Lady Desai and Isabel Myerscough. I'd already written that. But the second one is effectively an action sequence. It's a car chase. And they're funny to write, because it just feels weird writing that kind of thing. And I think I'd sort of overblown it in my head as being something a lot more complicated and difficult than it actually was. Anyway, so I sat down with Tani, who's working on something else. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say, so just to be on the safe side, I won't. But yeah, so I started writing the scene. So it's a car chase, and the first thing I did was Google the route my characters would be taking, which motorways they would be on, so that I could vaguely talk about locations on the route, and it actually makes some kind of coherent sense based on where they're starting in Leicestershire and where they're finishing in Wales. So I did all that, and then once I got started, the scene was so easy to write, and it came in at about 2,400 words, which means the whole chapter came in at just under 4,000, I think. And I actually managed to finish the zero draft of that chapter in Waterstones, in the Waterstones Cafe today, which, if I'm honest, I didn't expect. I thought I would get about half of that done. Now, I have kind of said what I want to do whilst I'm off is treat writing like a job. I now know I'm not going back to work until the 18th of August, with the exception of the 2nd of August, when I'm scheduled to do a single there and back flight to somewhere in Europe. I shall try and get out of that. I'll try and get unpaid leave for that. But even if I don't, the worst case scenario is I'm working one day between now and August the 18th. So I'm going to treat the writing like a job. And today was the first example of that. Well, actually, no, what I wanted to do was sit down and write, do two little writing sessions. I only did one today, but it was 2 hours. And as I said, I got this chapter written. So it still needs editing. And basically, my plan is to basically work Monday to Friday on the writing and give myself the weekend off if I feel like it. I'm not going to force myself to write at the weekend, but I want to tomorrow because it would be really nice to do a screen edit and paper edit and get chapter 29 signed off, because then I literally have 2 chapters to write, and they're both huge, absolutely huge in terms of reveals and things that need to happen in the story. It's literally the cliffhanger of the book, or the cliffhanger to the story. So anyway, that's me done today, and I'll talk to you at some point tomorrow, hopefully to tell you that I've signed off chapter 29. We shall see. Take care. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by me, Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my cogitative considerations, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree on linktr.ee/Richard Writes. Capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.